My name is Casey Spangler. I've been working on this free energy design for a couple decades now, since 2003, and just time to make a video here and kind of show everybody what the deal is with it. This is the basic theory, is that you have a river shaped like a U. So it would run one way, it turns around, it comes back, and it ends near where the beginning is. So essentially shaped like the letter U. And you pump water. That's where my pump is, down here. Pumps it up to the top. This is an overshot wheel. And then it goes into the basin here. Goes down into the river, and then it runs down. Spins as many water wheels as you want to put in the river, you could put in there. And you could make this river or tube or whatever you want to make it, whatever shape. You could make it 10 miles long, you could make it a mile long, and the water would always make it through back to near where it started. So then you could repump to the other side. You're basically just taking water out of one end of the U, dumping it into the other end of the U. You can just, for the theory purpose, you can just kind of forget about this big wheel. You could take this into the pipe, run a pump, just dump it free air into this side right here, and you could move water for miles through that U, because water, gravity wanting to hold the water flat to the pipe, as soon as you dump water in here, the water goes one way, because it wants to, there's less water over there than there is over here. And it runs all the way out. You can put all kinds of obstacles, or like I got a bunch of leaves sticking in the end right there. And it doesn't matter, the water always goes through, always ends up going on the other end. Water wheels, you can have all kinds of, there's tons of mechanical energy running through it. And you only need one pump to operate the whole system. You can make it as long as you want. That same little pump right there would make the water flow through miles of this pipe. You could have water wheels. You can only do these undershot water wheels to run in the river. They don't make a whole lot of power. But at the beginning, you do get the opportunity to make one. Since you are dropping the water straight on, you do get one overshot wheel. So I made mine kind of large. I've got a generator on the back. And these here, they obviously need small generators. You can generate a tiny amount of electricity off each one of these. You could put, you know, obviously I've got room for 6 on here. You could put, if you made it longer, you could fit hundreds of them on there. But yeah, that's kind of the basic theory of it anyhow. You would use a certain amount of these generators on these small water wheels, would be tied together with a bridge rectifier and used to run the pump. It may take 10 or 20 of them, you know, in actuality, we don't know, it's an unknown quantity. But whatever it takes to run the pump, you'd use those ones for the pump. The rest of them you would use to go to a battery to use as free energy. You could potentially wind this thing back and forth, in like a square building. Just as long as the ending is somewhere near the beginning where you can pump the water back to the beginning. Alright, I've made a hypothetical here. I'm showing that the pump uses 2.7 amps. Then each one of these generators on each wheel accumulates to 3.3 amps. You have 1.5 amp on the overshot wheel and 0.2 for the smaller wheels that are in the river. And they all lead back over here to the battery. They'll recharge. Then the pump will also be ran off of this battery. And if this, you know, this math was correct, you would have 0.6 left over as free energy in the battery, and you could charge the battery as long as you're making more electricity than it takes to run the pump. And let's say we made one twice as long. You'd have not just 3.3 amps coming in, you'd have 6.6 amps coming in, minus the 2.7 that it takes to run the pump. You'd have 3.9 amps left over as free energy, and that would be pretty useful.